Yes, sir. Hey, this is Jake Fever with the Yapping on Yak. I got another guest in the building. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him on right now. I'm gonna get this thing started. Shout out to my guy LA
What's
from
good, bro?
Poet Excuses on Instagram. My guy LA in the building.
Yes,
We just
sir.
gonna get together and talk some liquor talk a little bit. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. How about yourself, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. You got anything you wanna tell to the people about yourself that maybe I don't know that you want to just introduce yourself to the.
Well, me, man, I'm just, average guy just kind of doing, finding my little niche in this little liquor industry, on social media, doing little skits and making some drink recipes. It's kind of like finding my little vibe, my little lane, enjoying life, man. Enjoying good cocktails and good spirits, man. Vibing with some like-minded folks and, you know, getting to it.
Yeah, well, I found you off Instagram, so if y'all on Instagram, go check my guy page out. I've been watching him since he started a little chat and he get his chat started up. What it is? You go live every now and then on Instagram.
Yes, we were. So back when I had more free time, we were going live once a week. On Thursday nights, it was called the Poor Excuse Happy Hour. We basically found other influencers, other bartenders, um, people that were making cocktails and got together, man. And it was like a round table, kind of similar to this, but where we just took turns, just talking, introducing yourself. And some of them had businesses, some of them were spirit brand owners. Make a couple cocktails and just vibe. It
Yeah,
was a real nice. It's about time to bring that back, but we gonna get to
yeah,
it.
yeah. I really enjoyed that. That's why I was tapped in with you, man. I had to come check you out, check your page out, and I say, shoot, I got a little platform. We just get on here and talk some. We'll kind of do it on here. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, there.
I like to talk to people about how they get interested in the things that they do. So my first thing is, what made you say, okay, I'm gonna just do this. I'm just finna talk this yike thing. I mean, not yike, because I'm the yike king. Shout out
Of
to
course.
Revanchi Cognac. Hey, but talk about these cocktails and alcohol things.
Right, right. So September this month actually was a year when I first started it. I think right around that time, truth be told, I had been bartending. I've been bartending for years, but I kind of as a professional, I hadn't done it in years. But Facebook started the Reels program, and everybody was jumping in. And I had a buddy that he's real big into guns and stuff. He's like, man, I'm getting checks on Facebook, So we were doing little things, but I kind of lost interest in that because it was just really wasting money shooting at targets. So I was like, man, let me go
Yeah,
back to my basics. You know what I'm saying? Like a box of ammo, $20. I get this bottle of liquor for $20, and I could make 5, 10 videos off of that. You know what I'm saying? So I basically just started going back to my roots and reinventing some of the things that kind of that I've been familiar with, which was making drink. You know, the difference is when I started bartending, like all you really had to worry about was sex on the beach, Long Island iced tea. Those were the main things. But now cocktails have evolved so much that everyone's got different methods and twists on old classics, and it's just a new world, man. People are doing things like this. These right here are some infused tequilas I just done. I'd never even heard of that. This is a mango habanero I just put together, and like this one is a pineapple jalapeno, and then I got this one here, man. This one here, you like this. This is some Buffalo Trace that I infused with some white peaches. But stuff like that, it wasn't around back then. Like there was no internet to find these new trends and things of that nature. So like in this past year, I think I've learned more about cocktails and drinks than I have in a lifetime.
Yeah, one thing I found out on the internet, like it's a whole bunch of people that do a lot of different things with cocktails, and it's changing the game a little bit. It's like I make my own strawberry Hennessy. I don't give
Right?
people the recipe, but I'm experimenting with like this honey Hennessy. So I'm
See,
doing that. I'm doing that next, and I think that's gonna be delicious. The strawberry is already good, so that's the intriguing part about the whole thing. You get to get around people that do different stuff, and you just get to taste something. And then spirits and stuff. You want to have like fun, so it's fun to play with the spirits and everything like that too.
oh yeah, and even with that, within that same on that same note, yeah, like there's, everyone is doing something with alcohol, but the way that their approach is different. Like you get, the ones that are, more of the shock and awe, like let me mix this with this, and they got a big following, just mixing a couple of ingredients that normally wouldn't go together. Then you have like, you get some of the people that do the exotic drinks with a bunch of fruit and a bunch of, it looks real enticing. That gets you like, oh man, that looks delicious. And then you get the ones that are more on the craft side where, let me show you this technique of chilling this glass and, presenting this classic cocktail. But it's like everyone's dealing with alcohol, but in like a different way. So there's a lot of room, saying some of it kind of overlaps, but, there's so many sub niches within that whole alcohol influencer deal.
Yeah, and my issue is, bro, that I haven't really even found my. I just like everything, so I do all of it. I'll try to make a high end of all the fruits, all the stuff. Then
Right,
I'll just splash some Coke with some Yike or
right.
something, or I'll try like a sour warhead soda with some cognac or something like that. I like to try
Yeah,
everything. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. It just is what it is. You don't have to make it look so fancy for it to be great. You know?
right. And like I said, there's a niche for all of that because the average person is not gonna go buy some of the ingredients it takes to make some of these high end cocktails. Especially if it's something like Negroni. Man, you spend $100 getting 3 bottles to make one drink, and then I found out that's not really my thing. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm out $100 try to, because everybody was doing it. You got Campari, you got, gin, which is not really my cup of tea, and then vermouth. And it's like, okay, that looks cool, but then you taste it like, man, this ain't me. I don't wasted $100. I could
Yeah.
have bought a bottle of VSOP and been
Yeah,
done with it.
cause that dry vermouth, and they have
Yeah,
sweet vermouth, it all
yeah,
just is not good to me. And that
yeah,
gin, I haven't found. I like gin and orange juice probably. Like I like to get it cut with something like thick juice,
right,
like real thick juice, not no like
right.
fake
You
apple.
can't do
I cut it with some fruit juice, like
yeah,
pineapple, orange,
grapefruit.
grapefruit, but not no generic apple juice. It got to be the real fresh squeezed apple juice for me to cut it
Yeah,
with that. Gin is tough
yeah.
on you, bro.
But I mean, and then like I say, man, you probably the same way. Like when we hear gin, like the only gin we really knew it was either Seagram, Knotted Head,
Yeah,
what I'm saying, Tanqueray, or Bombay. Like that's really our what we grew up on. But like I got some gin called Malfi, it's a Limon. I got some called Nolan, and they really do have different expressions. But like I'm just not a gin drinker. You know what I'm saying? But one really is different from the other. Like the Empress, the lavender. Like it's a lot of that stuff. There's people that's their go-to spirit, and kudos to them. But it just ain't for me.
yeah. I just don't see like if you don't want to drink a lot, I would say drink gin. that that'll keep you
You got a
that'll keep you
cold.
responsible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trying
that'll
to
keep
clear
you.
that chest congestion, bro. You go and get some out of here.
Yeah, gin is some medicine for you for sure, for sure. So my whole thing is on the internet. I want to be the go to person on cognac on the internet. Now
Right,
I'm easing my way into this thing, and I'm talking a lot of cognac, but I've been tasting bourbons and everything too. So
Right.
with that being said, what do you have any ambitions and stuff about your poor excuses, or your plan on actually doing it? I didn't even
Oh,
know you was a bartender. I forgot. You probably
right.
told me.
It's been years, you know what I'm saying? It's been years, but like truth be told, man, in this past year, just some of the relationships I built with people, um, a lot of the conversations I had, especially like doing the happy hour, it's opened my eyes, and I'm an idea man, man. I look at like the grand, like where, how far can this go? Like not like some people just they're happy with doing it, but I gotta. It's one of those. I have some things I would love to see happen, and if none of them happen, I'm cool with that. If some of them happen, I'm great with that. If all of it happen, I'm stoked. You know, I think with the way that I'm learning and doing things, and like just some of the relationships I've built, I personally would like to start something, and I'm gonna get with you about it. Is being a liaison between the internet influencers and some of these up and coming liquor brands. You know what I'm saying? Like you see some, and then you'll see it. They'll come out and they'll hit hard, and then they kind of fizzle out because they don't know what to do next. And I think that I've made enough connections, and if I'm to pursue this, I'll make even more. It was like, hey, you have a brand. I have this group of people that'd be
Yeah,
perfect for it. I have this group of people that'd be perfect for it, or I have a whole network of people, depending on what type of spirit you have. How to get them into the eyes of people that have that have the individual following versus you trying to network between each of these people and getting either, you know what I'm saying, like to maximize your exposure at one time. That's what I would love to do. And stuff like that, man. People keep asking me to do bartending in schools and ebooks and stuff. So there's a lot of little things that could lead up to that, but eventually that's kind of where I feel I have maximum impact. Kind of
yeah,
being that between the influencers and the brands, because I've worked with them both individually. You know what I'm saying? It's only natural that I work with them collectively in some form or fashion.
yeah. I like that idea. I was thinking about that one time, like early on, but I was like, man, it's hard to bring people together to do what you need them to do. And you do have
Yeah,
you do have the connection with the influencers, so you'll have a target that you can hit.
right.
It sounds dope because I did have that kind of idea similar to that too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that
mean, and like I said, it takes everyone in it. Like I'm saying, I've dealt with you, and I know what you bring to the table. I'm saying, like Rez Madness, RJ out in Cali, Cody's been on a few times in Wisconsin. I got guys in Texas, Jay Sleep, a few of them in Atlanta. So just off the top of my head, I could name people that are doing their things in social media that these brands um, probably never heard of, or the legwork to try to get all that together at one time when you got one person like, hey, look, this is what we need from you. You know what I'm saying? I need to get a bottle to each one of them, monetary compensation for their time and for what they're going to do for you. You're going to get you're going to get a ton of content. You're going to get, true reviews. You're going to get, good and bad critique. And then that'll give you a foundation versus you standing in every total wine in different states trying to give out a sample to someone that
yeah,
already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, I mean, it's a brainchild of mine, man. It's a couple other things. I was speaking with an app developer, about taking their app to the next level where, those same, it's a whole circle, but those same influencers can, have a section on their app where it's like a paid subscription and they
yeah,
can put their own recipes. So when they like you know what I'm saying, when you come up with your Jake Fevers, like, you know what I'm saying, hey, go to my bar, all my recipes are here, only exclusive to my followers or whatever. So, your network of people know where to get the stuff that you come. And then when you start dealing with these new brands, you coming up with a new recipe that can only be found here. It's a whole circle. You know what I'm
yeah. And that sounds dope because believe it or not, man, like a lot of these small brand owners, they really not into positive. They really down. So like
saying?
to push their stuff out, it's you gotta. I mean, a lot of people like trying stuff, so they'll try a lot of different things. But if you don't put it in front of them, they're not gonna try it at all. You feel me? So Like one thing that I've done, I made the whole thing up because I like to try
Mhm.
stuff and I like to collect different things.
Right,
But what I wanted really bad, bro, was this is what I think companies lack too. What I wanted really bad was like a Hennessy
right.
cans because I seen everybody doing the cans. I say Hennessy can probably do this, and Hennessy, I just made the Hennessy cans myself, right,
I remember
bro,
that. Hey,
bro.
that was a classic right there, bro. That was a
Hey,
classic.
I just did it myself, and it went. If I rattled Google Trends with that, bro. It went
Right.
from
You did.
zero. If you search Hennessy King, it went from 0 to 100 in April 2023. It was an April Fool's joke, like the end of March,
I
April
remember.
20. Hey,
Look,
bro, like I rocked the world with that one because it got like 30 million, almost 40 million impressions from different people resharing. I only got 3 million views, so I didn't know what was going on. But people was resharing over South Africa and Britain and stuff like that. They don't even know, like these big companies.
right,
They don't know that what I like. I'm not saying I'm all that, but I just wanted something. They don't know what people really want. They can't make a
right,
splash. So I think the pure white Hennessy supposed to drop in America. I'm getting
right.
clues that the pure white Hennessy. Hey, that's an exclusive in the chat. Y'all, I just gave y'all something exclusive, man. Pure white is coming to America. Uh, you only get it here with me and Poor Excuses. LA in the building, baby.
Hey,
I accidentally gave that to her, bro. But yeah,
hey,
pure white's
that
supposed
was
to come
a
in
funny story
America.
about that. When Dries reposted your video. I told him I was looking at the calendar to make sure it wasn't April. When you said
Oh
that,
yeah.
make
Yeah.
sure you weren't running April Fool's Day. I was like, okay, okay, it's September. This good news here.
Yeah, but this one I believe is real. Because Hennessy US, if you follow them on Instagram, they've been teasing it a lot. So yeah, I think it's coming for sure. But yeah,
Yes, sir.
man, like the brands don't understand how to make a splash.
Right,
So
right,
that's why I think they be missing some stuff. They
right,
can like they teasing the pure white right now, so that's kind of making a splash, but it didn't make people go crazy like what I did. I
right,
didn't even expect that to happen, to be honest with you.
right.
It just happened.
That's the pure white is a I see. I don't know. It's a catch 22. It's like the exclusiveness of not being able to get it. I think holds more weight than when you can go down to the store and pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, oh, you got the pure white, but now if you know what I'm saying? Because on the level of likability, people like it more because they can't have it, and I think it would actually lower their sales. It's probably gonna sit a lot. I mean, just my personal opinion, because only people that get it is someone had to go to the islands and bring some back and get it resale, or they were the person that got it themselves. But if you can go down to your local ABC and you got hen and you got pure white, I'm gonna grab the hen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna grab the OG before. You know what I'm saying? Like the pure white is more of a delicacy than what I'm saying, something that I would desire.
I'm gonna give you my thoughts real quick on this. I think the pure white is gonna hey, shout out to JN. When White Hennessy hits the United States, the price will be high. I don't think it's gonna be high. I think it's gonna be comparable to the Caribbean because $70 is about the right price for pure white, but that's what it is down south, down there in the Caribbean right now. And I think this right here, regardless of what it costs, I think it's just gonna be a 25th anniversary drop because this is the
Ah,
25th anniversary of Pure White Hennessy, and I think they're gonna drop some exclusive bottles here because I
right,
don't think Hennessy is like Louis Vuitton, Nike and stuff. They drop lines like Air Forces versus Jordans,
right,
and
right,
so that is
right,
gonna be exclusive to the Caribbean, just like they got the ones exclusive to Japan, exclusive to China, and things like
right.
that. So
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be a permanent staple. I think it's just gonna be like something that for excuse me, the 25th anniversary of it. But
Yeah.
if it stay because they're gonna pull it if it stay on the shelf. They're gonna start pulling them after that.
Right, right, right. They can sit them back. They put them back in the ports and get off of them. Quick.
Yeah. Hey, JN, shout out to JN again. They say they was buying them for $40 on the cruiser. Hey, at yesterday's price is not today's price. Cause I just went on a cruise last November. $77, bro. $77 for the pure white on the
Yeah,
cruise.
boy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they do what they doing for the 3 bottles used to be what a case cost, man. It's like three for 240 or something like that. They used to be like a case price.
Yeah, I spent 440 each case. So I brought two cases back when I went there. Some people wanted some stuff, but I just brought it back for myself to be honest with you though, bro. So I keep it locked and loaded, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but my question to you now, I'm a cognac sipper, and I know you
Yes, sir.
like cognac, but my question to you
Yes,
is,
sir.
what's your favorite spirit?
Okay.
First, we'll start off with that, and then give me your second place favorite, because like
Okay.
sometimes you can like one and you can like that other one just up under that. So
Right. Right. Now, so let's go back pre this year, prior to this year. Like, if I'm buying a bottle and it's for me and it's for celebration or whatever. I walk in the store, bro. I'm gonna grab either a line of the Hennessy, a line of the Remy, or Douce. I'm a cognac man. If I had to choose, break it down, you know what I'm saying? I would go Hennessy VSOP, 1738, and Douce, somewhere in that order. No particular order,
all right,
but that would be the privilege. I'm sorry, not the VSOP. Well, same thing.
yeah, say
But
yes.
hey, those, like, those would be my yak choice. And after this year, after that, like, man, my uh my palate's changed, and like, so right now, if I had to, yak would still be in my top three spirits, but I'm getting more into bourbons and I'm getting more into tequilas because they're so complex. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you taste a yak, you expect it to have a certain flavor to it. When you taste these other spirits, you kind of accept the flavor that they are and base your taste bud on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no Resposado and Anejo and the cognac. Like, you got, you got the VSOP, which kind of like
It's
levels
kind
of
of
the
like it's
smooth,
kind of like that. Because you got the
the levels of
VAS.
the smooth. I
Yeah,
guess so.
yeah.
But like the Blanco, which is, like, even with like tequila, some people only drink Blanco. They don't want anything that's aged. They don't like that part of it. But I'm learning that, man, and like, I just tried some G4 tequila. That's top notch.
Yeah, I,
And
I got tequila ocho in here. I tried it. It's pretty decent. Um,
pretty deep.
it's a blanco. I'm not a blanco dude. I think I like the
Right,
Repo and Yeho and Extra and Yeho because I like
right.
aged liquors. So I'm like you
Which,
with the cognac.
yeah,
And
yeah.
when you mentioned 1738 do say VSOP and Hennessy VSOP. I'm a
Yes, sir.
Hennessy guy, but I would rank
Yeah.
them just like this: 1738 one,
Yes,
Hennessy
sir.
VSOP 2, and then do say VSOP 3. If I
Yes,
was
sir.
to drink those like that,
In that order.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah,
yeah, if I was
those
just gonna pick it off the shelf and all prices being equal, everything being equal, I'm gonna pick
yes, sir.
1738, bro.
That's my go-to. Like that little jar, but that little can
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like, it's a good feeling. It ain't never let me down.
yeah.
It's gonna give you what you want. It's good straight. It's good with a splash. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be done too much more to it than that because it's an elevated cocktail.
So
But
I'm gonna go. I just want to share mine too. Cognac first, spirit of
yes,
choice.
sir.
Second, bro, I just became a bourbon whiskey guy, and I'm more on the weeded bourbons. They taste a little sweeter,
Okay.
have a sweet flavor to it, especially if they age long, like over 6 years or something like that. I like those a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, Give me a cognac vibe, but it doesn't have the cognac fruity taste. It has the bourbon taste, but it's sweet.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what I've been like, the weeded whiskeys and the wheat bourbons, bro.
Yeah.
So, and some of those will be like the Wellers, I think Maker's Mark is a weeded one too. I'm not 100
Mm,
percent sure. And anything bottle and bond, I found that those are delicious.
those
Like
are delicious.
yeah,
even the lower tier stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Even the lower tier, like Evan Williams and Old Granddad Bottled and Bond, amazing,
JN say
amazing.
1738 Henny. I'm going 1738. Shout out to
17.
JN. Yeah. Hey, so I'm right there with you, JN. We right there with you, bro. So
Yes, sir.
that being said, we know what spirits we'll choose. What
Right.
drink? I'm gonna ask you this question in this fashion though,
Okay.
and then we'll just ask you your favorite drink after I ask you this question.
All
Uh,
right.
if you could choose one drink to order for the rest for forever, right?
Whatever.
In every situation, weddings, business meetings, just with the friends at the
Right.
ballpark, just one drink
Right.
that you had to order forever. You can't order any other drink. What drink would
Damn,
that be?
that's
It
tough.
can't. It's a mixed drink though. It's not like a
Okay.
shot. It's a mixed drink.
Okay. I would probably go. I'll probably go margarita.
Margarita.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a good one.
Because it's a drink, but it can vary a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you use an Ace tequila or a Blanco or you know what I'm saying, or strawberry or regular or peach. You know, you can kind of finagle that and still fall in that same category. If I
Yeah,
had to choose, a good one though, not the mixes, some squeeze lines, or that
I
kind of
can't. I can't argue with that. I can't
yeah.
argue with that. I like that. I like that decision.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I say I won't argue with his I won't argue with his thought process on that one. Margarita is a fire choice if that was the case. But I'm gonna tell you what I would go with.
Yes, sir.
I would go with a Long Island iced tea because
Okay.
you could get it elevated with the different because you could get it
Right.
elevated with the different the different like brands that taste that the elevated brands. You can have an elevated Long Island, or you can have
Right.
like the ballpark Long Island. Like you can't
Yeah.
miss. It's always gonna be available at every event. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like the margarita though. So your choice would have been a second choice for me. But
Yeah.
I like the Long Island because it's strong, it's good.
Right.
Yeah, so
Woo. Yeah. If it was a top two, truth be told, my second one would be an old fashioned, and a year ago I don't think I could have said that. But man, that's a simple, but you can, like I say, it's just like a margarita, you can change the elements of it. Like you
yeah.
say, you like a wheated bourbon, or you know what I'm saying. You want something steel proof, or cast strength. Just old fashioned. Like, look, so I just had these out. Like, you can change the bitters. You got chocolate. You got Turkish tobacco. You got
But
black.
check this out though. You don't get the same quality. This is why I didn't choose the old fashioned, and this is why I didn't choose like what I like is called the French Connection, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
don't. I said everywhere for the rest of your life. So sometimes you
So the
go
same
places
way.
where they don't serve cognac, they don't serve the bourbon you like, so you're
Right.
not gonna get the drink.
Right. Okay.
So
Got
that's why Jay and I chose Long Island because you can get it everywhere, no matter where you're at.
you. Right.
You
And
get
you
it.
might get a great one or a bottle shuffle, but you gonna get it.
Yeah, and the same thing with the margarita, right? You're gonna
Got you.
get that
Got you.
everywhere. The
Got
other
you.
the other thing you probably get everywhere is vodka soda, and that's so many different variety of vodkas and so many different
Yeah.
sodas. That would be my third place, but I don't like vodka like that, so I can't
Right.
choose that one.
I mean, if it came down to that, though, I'd probably just go bourbon and Sprite. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
even
but
he got his place in society. Because boy, I had some good. You get around the family, but you on some Beam or some Seven Seven or
yeah, but all bourbon ain't hitting though, bro. And I just don't want that. I just don't want my head quaking in the morning. You feel me? But with that being said, though, what's your favorite mixed drink?
that's probably okay. So I know you asked it before. Like if let's say I'm out with the wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna drink anything super sweet. That ain't my palate. So I'm gonna get something that kind of falls in line, or the yak, the
I hear you.
bourbon, the tequila, something along those lines, or a beer. You know, so anything, if I'm looking at a cocktail menu and they got a cocktail menu, first thing I'm looking at is ingredients. Right, this one got bourbon, this one got yak. That's where I'm gonna put my marbles in, somewhere along those lines. You know, but it can't be super sweet. That's just not. That just hey, I'm gonna have one and that's it. Let me get a Coors Light, whatever y'all got on tap. You know,
Oh yeah. Well, I'm
but
gonna tell you straight up, bro. I do this right here. You know, old fashioned. Everybody talk about old fashioned.
yes, sir.
I'm gonna give y'all some sauce right here. So I'll make a French connection. That's Grand Marnier and cognac. Mostly I use the VSOP Hennessy or the 1738 uh, the 1738 Remy Martin, and I'll make it in a old fashioned form. I'll put the syrup in, and I'll put the well, I don't have to use the orange bitters because I got the Grand Marnier. So then
Exactly.
I used to use everything you do in the old fashioned, but I'll make it out of the cognac. So it'd be basically like a cognac old fashioned.
Gotcha.
And yeah, JN, bro, I pulled this bottle out for you. I left the stage just to show you. Yeah, I got it, bro. It's decent too. But I'm on Revanchi right now. This is a very decent cognac. It's a multi blend cognac that I'm on, and it's got 80% VS, 15% VSOP, and 5% XO. So it's a blend, pretty decent. What you making up now? Now,
So I this is you see that Blanton's bottle. This is that peach infused Buffalo Trace.
bro, I was gonna say you wild for doing that like that. You know
I
how hard
put
that is to
it.
you know how hard that is to find for people.
Man, I got three of them. I got them at retail, bro. The Winn Dixie here, they used to do the allocations and they stopped. And I just happened to pop in one day and she was like, "Hey, aren't you the guy who used to come to our bourbon events?" I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "We're not doing it anymore. We got stuff in the back if you want to see what you want." Man, I walked out there with E.H.
All of them.
Taylor, Blanton, some Eagle Rare, like all at retail price. And got a 10% discount because I bought more than four bottles.
I ain't mad at you. I'm glad at you.
Look,
Hey,
I'm solid on it.
I
I
did
enjoy it.
see your post because you posted on Instagram at poor excuses, poor underscore excuse. But
Yes, sir.
I said the wrong thing. But hey, y'all can find my guy information in the description below. But I gotta ask you a question, man.
For sure.
So most of us got a booze story, right? Like
Right?
what's something that's like a dope story you could tell me about around alcohol? It don't gotta be nothing crazy, just an experience that you had that or opportunity that you got from alcohol. Something that
Okay. I
shocking.
got one. So, weird story. So I worked at the VA for the last couple of years as an anesthesia tech, and one of the guys that worked there, they brought the implants. So we were talking about something else, and this was like right when I started doing this channel. Come to find out, I've been working with this dude for 2 years, and him and his brother actually own a mezcal brand out of Durango, Mexico. And we never talked liquor. We never That was nothing for us to discuss. But since I met them, man, it's called Boss Cow Mezcal, and it's a good brand. If mezcal is kind of that smokier tequila,
Yeah, that's tough
and
on me.
it's you gotta
You got
it's
like
it's an
scotch,
acquired
I
taste.
think, to like that.
It's a Scotch. They call it
Drink
the Scotch of tequila,
drinkers
like.
tequila.
But man, they're I've talked to them and we built up a rapport, and I've watched them grow to the point where now they have their brand. And like if you go to AMC theaters, they
Yeah.
have actual drink on the menu. They're on Carnival cruise ships now. They are in Buffalo Wild Wings. They got a Mescarita and Hooters. So and within this last year, they've done all of that. So just the same guy that I work with, hey Vern, what's going on? Him and his brother actually own a mezcal business that is starting to flourish, and I feel honored, to know them personally. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I can, hey, what y'all got going on, and and vibe with the owners, like the figureheads of a business like this.
yeah. Well, a lot of people on this channel probably know my experience because I just talked about it with the whole Hennessy thing and the way I got an opportunity to go up to New York to actually visit Hennessy. Well, not visit Hennessy. Visit Hennessy invited me to a party at the Nas 50th release party, based off
Yes, sir.
those cans. Basically, like everybody knew me off those cans. They say, "Oh, you Jake, people who made those cans." All the reps, everybody, bro, was like, "Hey, you the guy that made those cans, man." Had everybody asking me about it. So the
Man,
day
that's
the day I found out the Nas bottle was coming out, I posted on my Instagram that I'm about to announce the new bottle release. But they spent so much money on the campaign, they didn't want me to release it. They wanted them to release it in their way. So they DM
right.
me real fast, bro. They say, "Don't release the bottle. We'll invite you to New York to the party." Bro, I say, y'all, they didn't even have to invite me. They could have sent me a bottle and I would have not released it. But
they,
they showed,
they took it down quick. I mean, that just shows your power, though, bro. And that's a good thing.
yeah,
That's a good thing.
and that's one thing about Hennessy, man. That's a great brand, and I'm glad I'm
Yeah,
a collector of their brand because they show love like that, and they didn't have to, you know. But maybe I scared them a little bit because of what I did with the cans. Uh, but like that was on me though. I put in that work. You see what I'm
right,
saying? So I
right,
can't say I didn't put in the work, but
right.
they showed mad love and they appreciated me and they gave me VIP treatment just like the celebrities. I was just like the celebrities in there, bro.
That's
They put
dope, though.
they
I
put me
mean, they
up
got
on
they got to put respect on your man name, bro. That's Jake Fever,
yeah
the Yak, man.
yeah they put the Yacht King and his wife up there on their Instagram post everything, man.
Yes, sir.
I was excited. I got to meet celebrities and stuff through that crazy doggone thing. The time before that was I just went to an event on my own. I went to the doggone beer, bourbon, and barbecue festival I was telling you about.
One that was in Tampa.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
I went there, and this is crazy though. I drove there. I didn't understand what it was,
right.
and I walked in there because somebody told me just go out there. I walked in there and I said, "Oh my god!" Because you can drink whatever you want, however much you want. You just got to get it in a little shot for them, or half a shot for them. And me doing content, I want to taste all the stuff I'm spending my money on. So I don't want
right,
to not
right,
taste this. But
right.
at some point, you're not tasting no more. You just drink it
Yeah,
because
you
it's
just drink.
it.
You just drink it.
And
Yeah,
some of the
I want to catch that one, bro. I think and I think 2 weeks after that they went up to Atlanta. So um next season that come around, I'm definitely gonna catch them in one of those cities.
yeah.
I one,
And if you
one,
listening to this, go ahead and follow my page. I usually buy 2 or 3 tickets and I give away some tickets to a viewer. I buy the VIP tickets earlier, so I give some tickets away based upon like you don't have to buy nothing or anything like that. Just like a little contest giveaway. I have y'all just comment or something like that, and I'll spin the wheel or something. I do that
yeah,
in Tampa, so I'm gonna try to do that again this year. So make sure y'all like and subscribe, and I'll be doing that. And if you haven't visited like a bourbon or a tequila festival, do that. If you want to learn about spirits and you want to learn about stuff that you never taste before, I
right,
recommend those festivals and those tastings because you only
right,
spend like $50 and you get to taste like $100
everything.
bottles, and
Yeah.
you'll know, man, I not to waste my money on that $100 bottle. I know how
Oh
it
yeah.
tastes from this place.
They're I'll send you the link. Gainesville Whiskey Club. They do one of the store owners here does a decent size one. He's done two within the last year that I know about. This last one they have silver, gold, and platinum. I think the platinum membership you got to taste the 23-year-old Pappy, and
Oh,
but it was like 150 though. You know what I'm saying?
I'll pay
And you still
150 for that though.
you got the 23-year-old Pappy. You got a 1 ounce pour of that too. And it was another one. I don't think it was Stag Junior. but it was two pretty sought after. I know the Pappy was definitely number one, and you got there earlier than everyone else, and they only had a limited amount of those tickets to, I think, enough for the amount of the bottle 1 ounce pours they could do. So it might have been only 20 something tickets because that's all the
Yeah.
bottle of Pappy was gonna have before we ain't got no more. But and it was all you can eat barbecue, and I think they might have had 10 or 15 other vendors there. It's smaller, but you get to go. You can do more, you know, in a short amount of time.
All right. So let's talk about the drink you just made. What you made up for everybody? I see you sneaking in there making the
Yeah.
I see you get the Buffalo Trace.
So this is the first rendition of this. This is a so I guess you would call it a maple peach walnut old fashioned. So it's got it sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's the same concept, the same recipe. When you use an old fashioned, you're gonna use simple syrup or your sweetener of choice. So I use maple because it goes with the peaches. So it's a peach infused bourbon, and the black walnuts was the bitter I chose, which you go use a bitter in your old fashioned anyway. So I think those three flavors kind of blend. The walnut goes with the peaches, the maple goes with the peaches. Peaches is the star of the show. It's decent. I give it about a seven,
Yeah.
seven and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not feeling the maple syrup. You know what I'm saying? But other
Yeah.
than that,
That maple is tough on you, bro. Like when Crown came out with maple, you just
yeah,
get sticky like breakfast all the time.
yeah. This too fall for it's 90 degrees out here. It's too fall for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. But
but,
so you got any questions for me, man?
yeah, man. So what? I mean, what's the next step for Jake Fever? I know you got your hands in a couple jars, but as far as this side of it, as far as the brand is concerned, what are you? What's your next step? What do you want to see this become? From this point on in the next 2 to 5 years.
Well, my first thing is to 10x the income because I wanted to I was making a few $100. I want to make a few $1,000 by next year. And stuff like this is what I'm doing, interviewing people,
Right.
trying to talk to them, having conversations and stuff like that.
Right.
Actually, kind of build a podcast where we can interact, like JN is interacting with us through the chat, stuff like
Yes,
that.
sir.
We just gonna keep the conversation going. People can know my personality and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to 10x the income side so I can put it all back into it and have like a
Got
studio and we just sit. I bring the new bottles in, sit and talk to people. I'm going out to people, reaching out to them, letting them interview me, and I'm trying to get interviewed and interview other people. I want everybody to join the conversation, man. Like we yapping on yak. We talk about anything. Cause I think I'm pretty much the type of guy that can talk about anything, any subject, anytime you want to, except for
right.
like the guns and stuff. I know you know how to talk about the guns. I ain't really into that,
But
but
yeah, no, that's like I said, that's not my lane. You know what I'm saying? But I made a niche in it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that we have in common, which I found out. I think one of the reasons I was kind of really drawn to you, it was kind of like, oh, he do that too. He do that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I see you do shirts,
yeah,
and that was my hustle prior to that. Like I do all my own stuff, but I was like, that was kind of in the same lane doing the branding stuff, in the same lane doing that. And it was weird. Like I had just made this design for the one I had used to say Bar Bros was a play on the word Bang Bros.
yeah.
And then I saw yours with the poor
Pour
the
up like
poor.
yeah,
I was like, what I'm saying? It was like, man, we
yeah,
kind of brainwaves. I was like, that kind of like drawing me to it. Like, okay, we kind of think alike. Not saying we do, but
yeah. I 100% get what you're
similarities
saying.
with what we were doing. I was like, that was pretty dope. And then I got people in Lakeland. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's another.
I'm gonna tell you how I started on TikTok real quick. I give the audience this. I started on TikTok because I was making shirts and I wanted to make shirts, but it wasn't going. It wasn't going the way I thought it was going to go. So when I felt that. So I got a card game too. It's called Clear the Pile card game, where it's you look like you froze.
Did
You
we lose it?
froze? Oh, you good? You good? I see you moving now. Oh, let me see. But yeah, I got a card game as well, and the card game didn't take off either. So now I was like, just filmed my Hennessy collection, and it was just a little bit. So that went off, and then that's how I got into the TikTok thing, though. Oh, he had went off for a second. Hopefully, he tried to dial back in, but there we go, right there. Let's see what we got. Bring him on back in. Yes, sir. You look better now.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You hear me? Yeah. Well, it's good, man. We've been running for 46 minutes. We'll go ahead and you can hear me?
Not getting no volume.
All right. What we'll do,
I can hear you, but it's like
it's all good. Just shout out. I can hear you pretty well. Look at the camera and shout out your information. We'll end it right here and I'll give you a call on the back end, brother. Let me see.